Okay, let's get started with our laser call today. I'm Dr. Bruce Phillips, and I think we'll be joined here soon with Kim
Hey,
Shepard.
everybody. Yes, so we have Dr. Phillips on. He is very excited. He is also a laser owner and a proud owner of the 830 nanometer laser. So he joins us and wants to share from his perspective as a practitioner who treats patients with the laser. What does that look like on his? Because I'm just an average person who had my story and it's transformed my life. But as a practitioner, now it's in 20,000 clinics around the nation and now expanding into Europe. What does it look like for you, Dr. Phillips, on a day in and day out using the laser? And what's your position with this 830 nanometer? Because you're approached by technology all the time, I'm sure, as a physician. I think people really want to hear your perspective when it comes to the 830 nanometer. What makes it stand out? Why would you get behind this technology? And so on and so on. So I know you want to share some thoughts today. So I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, we have lots of lasers in the clinic, and we've been using laser technology in our clinic for decades, probably 20 plus years, and learned about the 830 nanometer laser probably around 2-3 years ago, and instantly saw the benefit of it. One of the huge benefits of the 830 nanometer wavelength is it is the deepest penetrating wavelength of any wavelength that is produced by a laser currently on the market. This technology was FDA cleared back in 2002, and as Kim alluded to, there's over 20,000 out there in use in clinics and homes in the US currently. And so like any technology, what they've shown with medical procedure, drugs, etc., is on average, it takes 20 years for a new medical concept to be adopted within the healthcare community. And right now we are, in that 20-year window where laser and laser technology is really exploding onto the forefront of other practitioners' minds that aren't so open to newer technologies. And so that's what we're seeing with this 830 nanometer wavelength laser. The one thing that I like about it is the different types of heads. And so it kind of has a paddle, and it has a bigger aperture of treatment area. And then it has the pinpoint, like pin type laser, and you can actually stimulate things like acupuncture points and trigger points and different point type treatments. And so it's nice that it has the interchangeability of those heads within this laser. It's also very small and convenient to utilize. It has a little pouch that you can put it in and hook it on your belt. And then it has the little pouches that you can put the heads in and Velcro them to a treatment area and kind of walk around. And so they try to make it very user friendly. But I want you to understand a little bit of the physiology of laser and how it's applied to the body and why it works. We're used to chemicals and we're used to chemical treatments. Well, this obviously is an energy treatment, so it's different. It's not something that we think of when we would compare like drugs and lasers. You wouldn't do that because it works totally differently. So we've been educated since we were babies. Take this pill, get rid of that symptom. But what we haven't been educated about is the benefits of lasers and how those frequencies work. And what happens is that light energy, there's photons, little packets of energy that go into and penetrate the skin. And as I've already stated, but bears repeating, it penetrates deeper than any other wavelength of laser currently on the market. So depth of penetration is certainly important. Once it penetrates the skin, what it activates is what's called the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the energy producing centers of your cell. So that's where everything gets its energy. So obviously, when your body has energy, it can heal and repair much better. where we've seen the best results with lasers, because you can see this topically, is wounds. And so you can have a burn or a laceration or any type of surface wound, even fractures. If you laser those, a bruise will go away overnight if you laser it. And so it's really cool because you can see the energy and the benefits of the energy going into the body with these topical conditions. Now, what you can't see, obviously, is a fracture healing, but you will see it if on pre and post x-rays. You will cut the typical healing time of a fracture by 50%. Guaranteed. If you use a laser on it every single day, you will cut it by 50%. These people that have fractures and wounds that don't heal, and you see this a lot, there are now wound care centers because we have people that can't heal wounds, especially because of poor circulation. Diabetics that have poor circulation, they have wounds that just don't heal. We laser those wounds and they get better way, way quicker than going to just the wound center. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the wound center. I'm saying in conjunction, it's a great add-on to them going to the wound care center. And it works like that because, again, we're stimulating the healing center, the energy center of the cell that increases the rate of cell division and increases the rate of cell metabolism. So the way that the cell gets energy and gets rid of waste, and so that the cell can then heal that area, that tissue, much faster. So energy is a wave. You don't see these waves. You will see the light because 830 nanometers is in the visible spectrum of energy. But like microwave, for example, you don't see that energy because it's outside of our visual spectrum of energy. But we see the light. We see this red beam shining on our skin if we're pointing it at our arm, for example. But we don't see the wavelengths. You don't see the oscillations of the wave because it just happens so fast in such a short interval. A nanometer is super, super short. If you remember the metric system, you know, the meter is here, and then it goes to decimeters, and then to centimeters, then to millimeters, then to nanometers, okay? So it's way, way, way smaller. The important thing that you want to understand is these little packets of energy are going into the cell, stimulating the production of what's called ATP, which is energy inside the cell. It's kind of like these little suitcases of energy that gets utilized by the cell to produce a physiological function. So just like you can't move without energy. You can't breathe without energy. You can't digest without energy. Nothing happens in the body without energy. Well, the cell needs energy just like you do. The cell has to respirate just like you do. It has to exchange fluid just like you do. It has to reproduce just like you want to reproduce and have kids. So all of that is important for you to stay healthy. We were talking on the previous call about us losing 50 to 70 billion cells every single day. And if you aren't replacing those cells, you're just gradually on microscopic doses dying off. And so we need this energy light, especially if we've had an area where we've damaged more skin cells and more tissue. If we want to replace that, we've got to upregulate those cells to heal even more quickly than they traditionally heal on a regular basis to replace the cells that are naturally dying off. So a burn, you know, you kill off just tremendous amounts of tissue. A laceration, you kill off tremendous amount of tissue, and you always get that scab, and you get dead skin that peels off. Tissue matrix laid down and healed and repaired in a proper fashion. And the cell, or the laser, pardon me, stimulates that so that you don't have as bad of a scar, and you have better functionality in that tissue. Have you ever had an injury and then that part just never works right, never moves right, or is weak or just tight and you can't maybe straighten your elbow all the way or what have you? A laser helps to keep stimulating that cell and that tissue to heal in a more normal, natural way and not be deformed and not be tight and not be inflamed. Inflammation serves a function for a certain period of time, but after a while, it leads to scarring and damaged tissue as opposed to normal, healthy, moving, gliding, sliding tissue. So the laser has so many functions. Some of the functions are rather interesting because they're neurological functions. So when a tissue gets injured, then you get damage of the communication pathway between the muscle and the joint, and so then you have to heal that as well. So there are so many functions to this laser, and we're just kind of scratching the surface, but hopefully you've seen the benefits of what this laser can do and how it can function in your body so that you can really dive into this, hopefully find a practitioner that have one, or better yet, invest in one so that you have it at your home, because it's a wonderful addition to your first aid kit. I'm telling you, if you laser stuff, you will feel so much better. I know Kim has an amazing story, which you probably have heard, but we all have laser stories. I have laser stories. I have thousands of patients that have benefited from the laser, and we even get people that come in for just the laser. They don't get any other treatment. They just get the laser treatment. So look into this technology. This is the only laser that I know of that is FDA cleared and really shown to have a health benefit that you as a consumer can purchase and have in your home. So don't shed a blind eye to this wonderful deal. And most lasers are 3, 4, 5 times the cost of this laser. So it's a great deal, a great thing that you can have. And hopefully you tune into more of these talks if you have additional questions.
Yes, we do it every Monday. So make sure you share, like this page, follow us on social media, because this is where you're going to get information about the laser. Also, Mike is running a special for Cocoa Vida. If you are a Cocoa Vida Club member, you actually get, this month, you will get $1,000 off. So normally the units of the 2 units with the battery pack is $69.95. This month is $59.95. And then also he is also offering financing, which he hasn't done in years. And I'm really thankful for that. So 12 months financing, no credit check and no interest, and $1,500 down. So this is a crazy deal. So if you've been on the fence about it, this is the time to get it. I don't know if he'll do it again, but I know for May, this is a special he's offering. So seize the day, get yourself a laser, or find a practitioner who does this therapy as well. Thank you, Dr. Phillips. As always, you're amazing, and we'll hear you. We're here next week. Tune in for our laser call and our physician's call, as we always do every Monday. So make it a great week. Bye-bye, everybody.